Spoiler warning! What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Fam Couch, where today we're doing a new Thinking Out Loud on, you guessed it, Spider-Man Homecoming. I was excited for it, and I was correct about my theories. It was amazing. It was godlike. I loved it. Best Spider-Man movie yet. What do you guys think?
It was easily the best Spider-Man movie yet. Without a doubt. I don't think there's really any debating it, at least in my opinion.
Well, what I think is funny is everybody always used Spider-Man 2 as like a, how well did the superhero movie rate compared to Spider-Man 2?
Right.
I think this blew Spider-Man 2 out of the water.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Spider-Man 2 is still very good.
It's very good.
I don't know. This is just like, when I think of Spider-Man, like, the actor specifically Tom Holland, I feel like he does a very good job of playing Peter Parker that like he's got like that quippy personality that, you know, even when he was fighting the bad guys, you could, that really kind of shine.
Well, they always, so everybody,
I seen it.
Everybody always said that Tobey Maguire had a good Peter Parker but a terrible Spider-Man, and then the other people said that Garfield had a great Spider-Man but not such a good Peter Parker.
Right.
And I feel like this guy, he pulled it both together.
Yeah,
really
he got
well.
both of them like to a T. He's Peter Parker that I know.
Yeah.
Spoilers ahead for those
right.
that have not seen the movie.
Yes, we should have said it in the beginning. Spoiler warning. Anyways, okay, whatever. But yeah, it was awesome. I loved it. The only gripes that I have with it that I can think of are they tried to cram in a few characters. I think they did a good job of it. Like, they didn't really overload it. And then the whole MJ thing,
I'm okay with it.
Really?
Like, I'm cool with it because
Why aren't you okay with it?
I don't know. Like, it just threw me off.
It threw me off. Like, I'm okay with it, but it threw me off.
I won't be upset by it, right? It definitely threw, because I feel like a lot of movies now, that's how they introduce characters, is they've been in there the whole time, but you don't know that until the very end. They're like, oh, hey, by the way, they call me this. And you're like, okay.
Or she said, my friends call me MJ?
Yeah, my friends call me MJ.
But she said, I have no friends in the movie. But I don't know.
Well, that was the thing at the end. She was like, she didn't have friends.
Right.
And then it's like, well, I have friends now.
And they call me MJ.
But when did they ever call her MJ? From like that point.
From that
point. You know, or like collectively up to that point. When did they ever call her MJ?
Never once heard it.
But besides that point, my thing is like MJ has never been like the solo book nerd kind of girl. You know, she's always been like she should have been in Liz's position. Is what my take was on it.
Okay.
But if they did that, like say they just swapped the characters and made Vulture Mary Jane's dad, I feel like that would have, like, if they would have shipped Mary Jane away, then it's like, oh, well, I think that's why they did that. Well, why they set it up that way.
Even still, the whole Vulture storyline wasn't even, like, straight from the comic books. It was good.
No. When Peter, when he found out that it was her dad.
Oh, yeah, Mara was
that was
intense.
That was such an intense
They did a good job there. That had me like freaking out, because at first I thought he answered the door like he had her like hostage or something.
Right. That's
but then
what
he's like, too. Oh, I'm Melissa's dad. I'm like, oh,
like
fuck.
The whole time between that and the whole car scene, I'm just like this. Whole
I'm pretty much
time.
like Justin Peter's shoes. I'm just like, oh, just looking around like, oh fuck, what's gonna happen? And Liz kept like just adding shit on.
Shut up.
Right, stop. It's like that scene in The Office when they're talking to Toby and he's just like,
right.
It's like, I'm gonna kill you.
Oh my. Who was Spidey's sidekicks? That dude's name. What was that guy?
Oh, Ned Leeds.
I thought he was
That's another
great.
thing that kind of peed me off.
Really? You didn't like him, or?
No, I liked him.
I thought he was great.
He was totally good, but his name shouldn't have been Ned Leeds at all.
Yeah?
He should have been Genki Lee. That's Miles Morales. That's his friend, his best friend. You know, the Asian kid, his guy in the chair.
Which, by the way, I saw your excitement when the dude said, I have a nephew.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, dude. Like,
yeah,
his excitement was...
I was like, it makes me so happy. Because, yeah, Prowler, I'm sure they didn't like show a costume or anything like that for him, but Prowler is Miles Morales' uncle. And then when he said that, I was just like, okay, this confirms that Miles Morales is somewhere in this MCU.
Yeah.
I'm happy about this.
I think
it was action packed too.
Yeah,
like there was a lot.
It was very well paced.
It was very well paced.
Yeah, there wasn't really a moment throughout the movie that I was like, oh yeah, just kind of like get through this boring part. Like I felt like it kept the excitement up the entire time.
And I thought the amount of Iron Man we got was perfect.
Oh yeah,
was absolutely. It wasn't too much at all. It was.
The trailers really show a lot more Iron Man than what's really in the movie.
Yeah,
and
right.
That, like you said, perfect. It didn't feel like Iron Man featuring Spider-Man.
Right.
It was.
He was literally there when he needed to.
I love how everyone was
be
saying
there.
that. Like in the trailers, like, oh, this is just gonna be another Iron Man movie, but featuring Spider-Man. It's like, no, that's definitely not the case.
Not at all. It was just so good.
Yeah, I like how they didn't do the Uncle Ben storyline again. I kind of just like how they're just like, what they say, like Aunt May's been through a lot.
Yeah.
Right. We don't need to watch Uncle Ben die.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, they said that from the get-go that it wasn't going to be like an origin thing,
Right.
so I'm glad they let it go.
Well, I'm happy they didn't have like that scene over like again. You know what I mean? Instead of having like, so I think in the second movie, like the Andrew Garfield iteration, like they did it, but they didn't do it as much.
Mhm.
Right.
Whereas in this one, they're kind of like, Aunt May has had a hard time.
Had a hard time, right? Because he's already been Spider-Man for a little bit.
Right,
He was,
right.
when the beginning where it's a film by Peter Parker, that was awesome.
yeah,
Yeah.
That was
hilarious.
great. It's a great way to start that off.
Lots of humor throughout,
Yes.
for sure.
I think another thing that kind of threw me off was like he didn't do the spider sense a whole lot,
No.
or at all, honestly.
Yeah, I don't think there was a single time that you, like, I don't know, that you, like, saw him.
No,
like,
there wasn't.
That brings me to a good point, and I wanted to ask you guys this: how did you feel about his suit talking to him? Like kind of that Iron Man-esque, like
Karen?
because what makes sense about it is Iron Man made the suit.
Yeah, it
right?
makes sense.
It made sense, right? The whole aspect of why it's there made sense. It was never been done before for Spider-Man, but it made sense in the story, and it was really good.
Yeah, I like it.
It was really well.
It was
done.
cool to see him like, oh, I don't need training wheels, but then like be overloaded with like, what the fuck is all this?
We had like 500 different web combinations.
Taser webs and split webs and web grenades.
Kill mode.
Oh yeah, that was crazy. Or what was it? Instant kill.
Instant kill. That's
Instant
it.
kill.
Yeah.
It's like the eyes got real like.
The instant kill
black.
mode reminded me of Superior Spider-Man because his goggles go black a lot.
Nice. That's cool.
Yeah, it was good. It was a good mix of like action. They didn't have to do the Ben story mode again, or storyline.
Story mode.
It was a good mix of characters because all the Easter eggs on there. I caught onto them. Like there's a lot for me.
Who?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, because you guys seem to know who he was. Who was the guy in the prison?
Matt Gorgon.
Scorpion.
Oh, okay.
That was cool. The shocker moment was cool.
Yes,
He
that was.
he had a scorpion tattoo on his neck that was the only. If Trey didn't tell me, I wouldn't have caught that until the end probably.
Oh.
Yeah. What else was there? Matt Gorgon.
The kids, the kids on the TV. You seem to like say you were like, oh.
Oh, Betty Brant. Yeah, that's a Spider-Man thing. I don't know who I can't think of the black kid's name. I can't think of his name. Yeah, Betty Brant's a Spider-Man character.
Is she just like another classmate, or?
She's. I don't want to say this on the internet because I'm probably going to be wrong, but she's like not a love interest, but she's like a friend to Peter Parker.
Okay.
I'll say that.
Cool.
I
can't think of it off the top of my head because I'm pretty excited.
I will say this. This is a very kind of little thing, not really petty, but little thing. Michael Keaton, right?
Yeah.
He played Vulture.
Yes.
I will say
From Jack Frost.
From Jack Frost. That Michael Keaton.
Not Batman.
Not Batman, but Jack
Not
Frost.
Batman. Jack Frost.
That hurts my heart.
What I liked about his character in it, and this is, like I said, it's really stupid and small, but was the fact that other than one, which actually he still kind of did because he didn't mean to do what he did, he cared about his henchmen. Like, I got the feeling, because most of the time you have a guy who's a supervillain doesn't really give two shits about his henchmen. It's like, they're expendable. He genuinely seemed like he cared about, and like the dude who was making the stuff, you could tell he would talk. He would like talk, a little like kind of talk back, or how do you want to say, like
talk down to him.
Talk down to him, and Michael, he didn't care. He was just like, whatever, okay, cool. There wasn't that hard, like, oh, what'd you say to me? Blah, 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 blah.
Right.
So it was
He
really
was like
neat.
a bruiser to his
Right. It was really neat
He
to see
kind of had
that.
a sense of care.
Well, yeah, because his whole thing was he was doing it for his family.
Right.
Which is, like, that part of the Vulture was, like, right from the comic books.
Really?
But, like, the reason for him like robbing and stealing and stuff like that, it was because his daughter was going through like cancer.
Oh.
So I mean, it was a cool change from that, which is nice.
Right. Huh.
I think it's cool when they mix things up like that. Like obviously for like someone like me that doesn't know a lot of the Spider-Man backstory, whatever they do, I'm not going to know like whether it's from the comics or not. So either way, it's an exciting story for me. But for someone like Trey that knows like the origin stories, makes it exciting for those people too, because they don't really know what to expect next.
Right.
It might be like some parts from like they might pull one aspect of a story or an origin from the comics, but another part might be fresh, and I think that's important.
It is.
You're going to get people that are upset either way, whether it's 100% from the comics or 100% not from the comics. You're going to have those people like, oh, that's not right, but I don't know. It keeps it interesting.
Like, it was good. Like, for what it was really good. I really liked it. I really enjoyed his story.
Yeah.
It made sense for the movie.
Right, it did.
He was cool.
He was in
he was a great vulture.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. His suit was really cool.
He
was loud. Holy shit, that thing was loud.
Yeah. And all the like the Chitauri tech that they had.
Yeah.
That was really cool.
That was awesome.
Seeing that come into play. And even Peter Parker's tech. Once he like unlocked the suit or whatever, having like that little drone come out from his chest and stuff. That was sweet. I like seeing all that. And I think one of my favorite parts of the movie was seeing Peter struggle between his personal life, especially like with his love interest with Liz, and doing the right thing and like saving, being the hero, saving the city. So that, I mean, because that's fucking tough, especially for a kid.
For
like,
15?
Right.
Like, he's 15.
So you've got this kid that has this, like, huge crush on this girl. It's like, you're at this party. You could show up as Spider-Man and pretty much, like, win her over or whatever. But he's like, I've got more important shit to do.
This is why I love Spider-Man so much. Because he's always been, like, that ground-level hero. Like he was talking about in the movie. And he's always been, like, the guy that helps the little guy. And he's always had his struggles between like, oh shit, I gotta be in school, and oh shit, a building's about to collapse, or I need to check in with Aunt May or something like that. And it was just good. Like it's awesome.
Do you have any other Easter eggs that you picked up on?
The Matt Gorgon thing, the Betty Brant thing was cool. There's a wanted poster that I saw in the background, but I couldn't get the name. That was in like the very beginning of the movie. I couldn't quite see it. There was a couple like almost like frame per frame from comic book stuff.
Cool. I'd like to go back and see like kind of freeze frame what was in some of those boxes.
Yeah, because I have a feeling there's some stuff in there that
for sure
that I might have missed.
Well,
what were they talking about with Thor's belt?
So I don't know, because they talked about his belt. Like they called it something.
Is that what it was? Like someone's magic belt?
I thought he was saying
Thor's
like
belt.
I thought he was saying trying to say Mjolnir, but he was like Thor's belt, and I'm like, what belt? What?
I think he said like magic belt or something like that.
That's kind of what he said, like Thor's magic belt.
Oh, they just said? Okay. I don't know.
You have Captain America's prototype shield.
Yeah.
So that's something.
It might have been his.
That was the original one you see in like Iron Man 2 or whatever. I would assume like like the prototype, like the very first, or it could be a new one. I don't know. I guess you could take that either way. Either way, some pretty crazy shit like Hulkbuster. Like
that's what he says. Hulkbuster suit.
Right.
I love. It's so cool to have a world that Marvel has created, and like to see this movie that's not necessarily an Avenger movie yet, right? It's its own thing, but to have like the things like when Captain America was on the TV, and the coach was just like, he's I think a wanted felon or something now anyway. But let's go, like it's just like
Hannibal Buress did a good job on that. That was hilarious, man.
Who's that?
That's the gym teacher. Hannibal Buress. He's a comedian.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah, the dude's hilarious.
I don't know.
Stand-ups.
Yeah, it was funny when Captain America's like, and your gym teacher here, and it like points to the wrong side of the screen. That was pretty funny.
It's just neat. The whole world is neat, and it's just coming together so nicely.
Yeah. They're really saying that, from what Kevin was saying, this is kind of like bringing, like this is kind of tying everything up for this arc of the cinematic universe. Like we're going to have, he said it was a 5-part closure. It's Civil War, Homecoming, Avengers 3 and 4, and then Homecoming 2, and that wraps up the 22 movie arc. And like that's not like the end. It's like it's going to be a reboot after that, but I'm sure it'll be kind of like a soft kind of like
reset.
There's going to be some big changes.
I have a feeling it's going to be like Captain America dies, and then either Winter Soldier or the Falcon's going to take the reins, like in the comic books. Maybe Peter will be, by the time this all ends, Peter will be in college or something like that, and that's when like all his stuff like starts up, and then maybe Miles Morales steps in.
That'd be cool. I'd like to see Miles.
Oh, I'd love to see Miles. Well, I know they have the CG movie that's coming up, so that'll be
Mhm.
good. And they said it's tied in with the MCU, so
Yeah.
that'll be good.
Yeah, I was glad they kind of showed some of his classic villains, kind of like at a, not like an origin level, but kind of like just starting out. Like, you got Scorpion, Shocker.
See, that's the interesting thing, was when they were in the prison, and he says, "I got some friends that are willing
On
to
the outside.
On the outside, Sinister Six. That's what it is.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Because it's
That's pretty big.
Scorpion, Kraven the Hunter, Octopus, Rhino. There's like there's a whole bunch of people.
Is Mysterio in there?
Yeah, Mysterio's in there.
Green
That's
Goblin
cool.
in that or no?
No, which Goblin may be something else. I didn't like. There's no hint of an Osborn in these
No,
movies, which
that's
is
right.
I was surprised there
crazy to
wasn't.
me.
Yeah, there
Like
wasn't.
I didn't see any like Osborn for president.
Nope, there was
for
nothing.
mayor or
There was
something.
literally nothing.
Yeah.
Or even in his like class, because they're
Right.
like the same age. I figured you would have at least seen like someone else on the team, the decathlon team.
Yeah, which is interesting because Flash Thompson was on that team.
Yeah, Flash was an asshole.
I mean, it's Flash.
I hated that dude. That was so awesome when he steals Flash's car and he intentionally runs
Right.
it into those spikes. That was really good. Kind of getting that.
Well, he's never
gem
driven
in
before.
there.
That's what it was, wasn't it?
Well, or at least that's the way I interpreted it. That he like did that intentionally. Like he stole Flash's car and like intentionally like hit those bikes.
Well, when he took off, he was kind of like already like wobbling.
It was like pretty straight, but then it like veered off and then got straight again. Just kind of like as a jab.
It was funny.
Yeah, it was good. Either way.
Are you friends with Peter Parker?
Right.
Yeah, no hints at Eddie Brock yet.
No. But we have a Venom movie coming.
Yeah, no
so,
Cletus Cassidy or anything like that.
Yeah.
Pepper Potts. Okay,
Potts.
look, I'm just saying, I was excited to see her back.
Yeah,
I was super stoked to see her back.
I'm
You
okay with it.
feel
No, I'm just interested because from what I understood, she left Marvel, and that was kind of the reason she wasn't in Iron Man 3. She left on bad terms.
Wait, she was in Iron Man
3.
Winter Soldier or
two.
Civil War?
Was it? Yeah, maybe it was Civil War.
Because he said something about
No, Avengers 2. That's what it was. Whatever movie.
Whatever Marvel movie that Pepper Potts was not in.
Yeah, the one that they kind of made it clear like they were having a fight or whatever.
Okay.
So I thought
I
she.
thought that was Civil War, but anyway.
Yeah. Anyways, she left somewhere in
Right.
there, sometime after Iron Man 3, and along the lines, I thought she left Marvel on like bad terms. Like she wasn't happy with the way that they were handling something.
Mm-hmm.
I'd have to look up the specifics. So I was interested to see her back. Not that I'm mad to see her back. I liked her character.
Right.
So it was
did
cool.
really well.
I think that kind of surprised everyone. It was. I don't know if you noticed when they read off the credits at the end, because I think it's always been my understanding they put them in in order of like highest paid actors or actress.
Okay.
Gwyneth Paltrow was like third.
Right, and she had like 4 lines.
Yeah, like if that, like she was in there for like maybe 30 seconds. Like it was crazy.
That Spider-Man suit at the end, though.
You could.
If you notice, they had gold in it,
Mm-hmm.
and that's a hint to in Civil War, Spider-Man
Spider?
played it's Iron Spider,
Iron Spider.
which has to be like a big deal, and everyone was like kind of mad that the Iron Spider suit wasn't in Civil War,
Oh.
but yeah, I think that was like a little toss in because like the way the spider kind of came across the entire body,
Right.
was another Scarlet Spider kind of thrilling.
That was really cool.
Yeah,
I like the look of that suit a lot.
It looked freaking
I think it's too much.
nice.
Too
Really?
much.
yeah, it was way too much for Spider-Man.
Well, he turned it, so.
Yeah, I mean that's fine.
I like the way it looked for sure. Like whether it's like too much for Peter Parker, and I just like looking at for taking the suit as what it is. I'm like that's fucking badass.
Yeah.
I liked it a lot.
What-
And you could tell like Tony kind of, as Peter was walking away, he's like that was a test, right? And Tony's like,
Yeah,
he's like, yep,
for
yep.
sure.
And then like she opens it.
There's a whole-
Like I don't know. That was kind of like you could tell that kind of.
Oh yeah, for sure. I think
Yeah.
he was like had that moment of like, my son's growing up.
Yeah. I think it was definitely like a respect thing. Like he was
Right.
like I really like respect him for that. So I can't wait to see how these Avengers movies
Yeah.
how they bring him in for those.
It's going to be...
Especially with the end credits didn't like lead into to anything. Not to
Except for
say
Sinister Six. Except for that. That got me excited because that means we're gonna hopefully have another Octopus, or we're gonna have Rhino again,
Yeah.
or Mysterio would be awesome.
The Avenger movies are going to be scary. Like, Thanos is not a joke.
not everyone's
Yeah,
gonna
no.
make it out alive.
Right.
Oh no.
That's the thing.
They already said that not everyone's gonna make
Right.
it out
That's the
alive.
thing. Not everybody's going to make it out.
I'm okay with it.
But, man...
I am perfectly okay with that.
Even Robert Downey Jr. said he's not going to keep doing Tony Stark forever. He's gonna stop before it gets embarrassing.
But man, if he's not Tony Stark, I don't know whoever would be.
That's such a hard role to fill. Like that's him, man.
You can never fill
that's
that
him.
role.
He's so good. I love him in that role. Not to get off topic too much. This is a Spider-Man Homecoming review, but
he was in the movie, so it's okay.
I still feel like, because I know a lot of the MCU has been derived from the Ultimate series, but I just feel like if they would have just had Miles in there,
yeah,
it would have just made more sense, at least for me, just because I know this stuff.
So do you think that they'll have them as in the comics, Peter's older? Is that correct? Like Peter's older and Miles.
In the comics, like when the Ultimate series first started out, was with Spider-Man, and this is when Spider-Man in high school, and then as the series went along, he grew up, and then another spoiler alert: by the end of the Ultimates, he dies because he was literally fighting everyone against him, and then Miles took the reins, and then that whole convergence thing happened. But yeah, it's just
so Miles is younger.
Miles is a lot younger.
So if he did appear in this, how do you think he would have, like, how old do you think he would have been if Peter's 15 in this movie?
He would have been like 9.
So he wouldn't have been.
He'd probably been like a toddler.
Really?
Easily.
Okay, so he's definitely not like Spider-Man Miles
No, he's not
Morales,
Spider-Man.
but he's at least in the universe, and like you were saying, maybe as Peter gets older in like college, maybe
I've been
he's
feeling,
kind of
like since we have this Spider-Man now, he's gonna grow up, and maybe halfway in between there, like maybe his freshman year of college, we'll get Miles.
Yeah,
in his sophomore years in school, which I hope it's not just like another reset. But
right. Did you have a favorite moment from the movie, like something that really stands out to you?
Just seeing Vulture for the first time was awesome.
Yeah,
I think that was probably my favorite. I mean, even though I see him in the promotional art and whatnot, but just like seeing him and how they portrayed him, which is like really good.
Sure.
Super good to me.
What about you, Tim?
Mine was honestly probably the scene.
Oh, the car scene too.
Where Peter met Liz's dad and was the Vulture. And that whole scene at the house and the car, and the best part about that whole thing was he connected the dots and made that point there.
Sure.
There was
because he was even like, I've heard your voice or something.
Right.
Before.
Yeah. Like he was picking up on it right there.
Like I'm glad they made him smart.
Right. It wasn't one of those.
Yeah.
I'm not just gonna think about this. Oh, goodbye. Have a good day.
Right.
No, like he connected the dots and made the point right there.
Yeah, you threatened him when he got out of the car. That was awesome.
Yeah. He was like, I just saved your life. What do you say?
Right.
Like, damn.
So that whole scene was probably my favorite.
He expected him to come though. Like, he expected him not to stay at the dance.
Oh,
like,
that's why his shocker was there.
Yeah. Right.
Yep.
I'd probably say that was my favorite scene too, just because it started out, you're like, oh fuck, that was one thing that they didn't give away in the trailers,
right.
Which the trailers they didn't. Now that I've seen the movie, they did a good job about that stuff.
They did. I feel like they showed a lot of like if you kind of split it into acts, they showed a lot of like Act 1 and 2. But they didn't really give away that last bit,
right?
Which was good. I still think they gave away too much of what happens.
Trailers nowadays, unfortunately.
Right. So with that being said, I still think they did a good job. Not a lot of Iron Man, and they still didn't give away like kind of one of the big plot twists, which was Vulture being Liz's dad,
right?
Which was really good.
And he seemed like a nice dad. I'm gonna tell you, like he seemed like a very nice dad.
Yeah,
he seems like a family man, but he's just not doing
he's
not doing the right shit.
That was so cool.
That's not how you do that.
That's how the Prowler is too. He's doing right by his family, but not right by himself.
Like he was saying, he's like, I don't want those guns in my neighborhood. I've got a nephew or whatever.
Which was awesome.
Yeah,
that was fan. And I like that actor a lot. When he was in Community, was amazing.
Yeah.
So what would you give it?
I mean, it's gonna be. I'll give it an 8 out of 10.
You give it an 8?
Just because
what would you dock it for?
Not Miles Morales.
2 whole points.
Stealing like 70% of Miles Morales' storyline and using it as Peter Parker.
Yeah, that's pretty. From what you're explaining to me, that is pretty disappointing that you take, especially someone that I won't go like too far into this, but someone that's a person of color taking his storyline, giving it to Peter, like that's pretty fucked up.
Yeah.
Like if Miles has a good story, give it to Miles. Cast someone as Miles.
Well, it's the thing about that is just like there are obvious things that were straight out of like Miles Morales' storyline, because the way they made Peter Parker's storyline was pretty much Peter Parker's ultimate storyline, but there are characters like Ned Leeds supposed to be Genki Lee, which is Miles Morales' best friend.
Sure.
And even like how Peter Parker got his suit was Miles Morales. That's how he got his suit. No, it wasn't from Iron Man. It was from Nick Fury. And I don't know. It just it kind of threw me off a little bit. But the movie was still good.
Right.
Oh yeah.
I just wish it was Miles.
What about you? What do you give it, Tim?
I'd give it a 9. I'd give it a very solid 9. Of all the Spider-Man movies, it's definitely my favorite.
Yeah.
I enjoyed the Andrew Garfield, right? That's his name.
Mm-hmm.
Other than the second one,
yeah.
I enjoyed what he did and what he brought to it. But
he was a step up.
He was definitely a step up. But I feel this. What was his kid name? Tom, or is it not Tom? What's the new?
Tom Holland.
Tom Holland. Yeah, it was Tom. Tom Holland. He's the whole package right now. He really is. He
really
is
is
now going to be Spider-Man, and the whole integration with him and the little things of the Avengers scenes and just watching that universe come together. And he just fits in so well, and everything that happened. That very easily my favorite Spider-Man movie.
Yep.
You, Trevor?
I'd give it a 9 out of 10 as well. It was just enjoyable the entire way through. I feel like a lot of those movies, they can kind of fall off, maybe in the kind of like the second act where kind of starts off great, but then kind of slows down until it gets to that climax. But it kept me entertained the entire time. It was funny, action-packed. It was, like I said, my favorite thing about the movie was seeing him trying to balance, because you could tell it was extremely tough for him. Missing the decathlon, even though he knew it was important to Liz. I mean, that takes a toll on a kid that's like 15, like when that stuff is so important to you.
Right. No, that makes sense.
That was my favorite part.
Yeah. It was such a good movie, man.
It was good.
I can't wait for more.
I might have given it a 10. The only thing I was really hoping for was some kind of notch to Venom.
Yeah.
If I would have got any kind of like cameo to Venom, I probably would have given it a 10.
I was like searching all like the bodies, the cell members or something, because I was hoping to see, Cletus Cassidy, like some crazy redheaded dude, or Eddie Brock.
Yep. I think that'll be interesting once they switch over, because Venom's the first one of this Spider universe, Spider-Verse, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, Spider-Verse. It's a correct term.
And on Sony's side, so they're using the same Spider-Man, but it's going to be like their own set of movies. So because Eddie Brock's supposed to be the same age in the comic books as Peter, right?
Well, sure, yeah. He's a little older.
So I'm interested to see how they do that, especially since we're starting off Peter so young, to see some of these characters that are going to be older. Not to say that doing it diverging from the comics is a bad thing. I'm just kind of interested to see how they introduce the characters.
I honestly, as much as I would like to see Soldier Venom, I hope they don't do Soldier Venom.
Yeah.
Tom Hardy's gonna,
because I don't like this.
I like the casting.
Yeah.
I like the casting
Tom
for sure.
Hardy.
Oh yeah, Tom Hardy's great. I still think Brock Lesnar is the perfect.
Right. Well, that's.
I will vouch for that. If Batista can play Drax, Brock Lesnar can play Venom, no problem.
And Brock Lesnar's just so big.
He's perfect.
That's what Venom is. Venom is just a hulking monster.
Is a hulking, like block-headed dude. If you look at any of the old comic books, that is exactly what Brock Lesnar is.
I wonder how they're gonna do it. How heavily CG'd they're gonna have Carnage.
Carnage or Venom?
Sorry, Venom.
Because Carnage is supposed to be in this movie.
Yeah, it's true.
It's rumored. I don't want to say he is going to be. It's rumored.
Well, Tom Hardy's a big guy. Like,
yeah, he played Bane.
Right. Yeah. So he's not like some small guy, but at the same time, he's not Venom big.
No. Yeah, so.
They have to be realistic about it.
Right.
They're not going to have.
That's what I'm curious. I'm wondering like how realistic to like his body, and they could probably like go back and forth like in like his like normal state, like when he's just like talking or whatever. He's probably going to be like regular Tom Hardy size. But then like during a fight,
you could mask.
Right. He like bulks up.
Spider-Man.
Right.
I've been waiting.
You think spiders are your ally?
It was good.
Like I would have liked to see more hints at other villains, but I think we got enough as it is. We've got.
And we're getting into the Avengers.
Yeah,
we know what's happening next. Honestly,
you mentioned that at the start. You felt like it was too crammed with characters. Which ones were you referring to?
Like it had Mech Organ. Ned Leeds, and then like the hints at the Sinister Six, so all these other people, Shocker.
So you didn't see those more of like Easter eggs?
No, like they were good Easter eggs, but I just feel like if they're gonna throw those characters in, make it more story driven. I don't know how to explain it. It's hard. I don't know.
Because I feel like, and this is just in my opinion, I think if they did more story driven, then it would have seemed more crammed. Then instead of just making them kind of like a quick reference.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. I'll take back what I said then, I guess.
No, I wasn't trying to like. I don't know. I was just.
There's like a lot of character names, like titles.
Sure.
That they didn't bring up more.
Yeah.
Like they're just like, oh yeah, Shocker. That's it.
Yep.
They weren't like.
They got rid of that one dude real quick.
Dude, yeah, on accident.
right. I thought that was the crowd.
Right. That was awesome.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, it was good.
Good movie.
Solid 8 out of 10 for me. For my reasons.
Definitely 9.
I've given
9 out of 10.
Awesome.
I will.
Any last thoughts on Spider-Man before we close out this thinking out loud?
Can't wait for hopefully Miles Morales.
Yeah.
Is a good movie when that comes out, the CG one. Other than that, I'm excited to see what he's got.
Yeah, we'll talk more about the Sony versus Marvel thing in our. We've got a podcast coming up. We'll talk a little bit more about that, kind of talking about how this shared partnership of Spider-Man is going to affect him
I hope
going
Marvel
forward.
just rips it back from him. God,
Please.
Sony, just give up.
Right.
Like Fox, please just give up on X-Men. You're
Just give it.
Please, yeah, please.
That's just bad for. It's bad for everyone except for like Sony and Fox. Like it's good for them because they keep making these movies, but bad for everyone else because like Marvel could do it better.
Right.
Like it's better for the fans, but
No, it's not better for the fans.
If Marvel took it back?
Oh no, yeah. I'm sorry. It is better if Marvel took the reins back.
But that's a whole nother podcast.
But that's a whole other podcast.
Yep. So thanks for tuning in.
Yes.
If you haven't seen it, go check it out because it is worth it.
It is totally worth it.
That will do it for episode 2 of Thinking Out Loud.
See you guys.
Later, guys.
That's good. 30 minutes.